Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Team Gullit YouTube channel. My name is Renzo and today we have a different video. It's a Pro v Pro analysis. We've done that before, but I'm going to give you guys a unique kind of video, and this is going to be the insides of a coach. And that's going to be myself. I'm going to be analyzing the game that was for qualifying for the eCHAMPIONS League between two of our own players. They were actually sat in the same room as well, probably like 5 meters off each other, playing for a spot in the eCHAMPIONS League. Luckily, it was in the winner's bracket, so the loser would still have a second chance. But let's just hop straight into it and see what they've done well and what they've done wrong. So like always, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Alright, so for starting off this video with the team that Manuel was rocking, very good team. Especially if you're looking at the icon Pele, but this is Dani's team, and it's pretty similar. Like, we've seen a lot of the same choices all out: Messi, Neymar, Mbappe, Renato, but he has R9, and that is going to be the difference maybe in this game, because R9 really is somebody that just, yeah, you can count him in on him at all times, and he's always going to score. But this game, it's a best of two. Dani was unbeaten until this game. Not saying he's going to lose, you have to see. But I'm going to show you the first leg in which Manuel is going to get ahead here with this green timed left-footed shot by Pele of a double tap X pass. Very good attacking move, cutting down from the wing to the inside, making the passes to reach the striker. But here, Neymar on the finesse, not timed, and we've explained this before. Green time is going to definitely increase your chances of scoring these, but if you don't time them right, as long as it's white, you can still score these. But this is a brilliant pass from Pele to Neymar. Gets really fortunate with the bounce, but it's the green timing, and again Pele on his weaker left foot, 4-star weak foot, put Manu 2-1 ahead in the first leg. So we're going into this game, and this game we're going to show to full gameplay of, which is going to be 2-1 in the favor of Manuel. And remember, Dani was unbeaten until this round. I believe he was on an 8-0 record at this point. Saturday he managed to get 6 or 7-0, and he already had a free win in the first round of knockouts because he did so well in Swiss. And then he beats, I don't know who he beat anymore, but he beat someone to advance to this round, in which you're playing for a spot in the eCHAMPIONS League. The eCHAMPIONS League is being held in February somewhere, and it is rumored to be, and I think it's pretty much confirmed, in Paris, an offline event. Hopefully it does go through due to all the COVID regulations. But anyway, we were also having Manuel here. Dani, Manuel, Levi, all played from the office, from our HQ. And they were sat across the room, and they knew that if Manuel kept on winning his games as well, because Manuel still had to win that first round, which Dani had a buy-in, that they would come up against each other. Here was actually quite a chance, because Manuel did green time it. Believe Dani moved his keeper there for a second because it looked like an easy save. But those are the opportunities that in these cagey affairs you have to try and take on. But yeah, so that was kind of the background situation to that. Here Manuel had a big chance. He probably shouldn't have lobbed through balled it. I think he did an L1 triangle, or maybe L1 triangle double tap. Should have probably gone for a double tap pass with the X or triangle, because then he could instantly volley it. But that was a huge chance, and here is Dani actually creating some space down the Manu's box. And he could have gone for the finesse there with Mbappe. And that is something, when I'm training my players, or when Timo is training the players, and Jelte, then we always try to show these players, so Dani and Manuel, Levi, Gio, all of our players, Rasvan, Oliver, that when they are creating the space that is necessary, but they're not making the right decisions, it's all good. Like, as long as they keep getting in these situations, but then you have to try and show your players, or even try and think of yourself if you're looking at your own gameplay. What could I have done different? Here, for example, Dani had a big chance with Neymar there. Back towards the goal, kind of tough. Maybe should have gone for a reverse elastico, but in this game, I feel like you always have to pick one side that you're going to. So once you are in that position, with Neymar, for example, you have to turn downwards and then maybe try to already get a shot off, or at least do a skill move in the same direction. It's quite tough, but it's tough to explain, I should say. But it's always when you have this tempo going, you can't really slow down, because usually one-on-one situations are pretty difficult to actually get past an opponent. But once it's going quick and you're creating the space, it's also tough for the opponent to switch defensively very well, because this game, most of the people have a little trouble with right stick switching. But this match is going to be such a cagey affair, because you have to remember, these guys know they are playing against each other for a LAN event. And that LAN event is going to have a $280,000 prize pool in total. I believe it's split across 2 events. So this is only the first event that you qualify for. I believe you have to make top 8 at that event, and then you're going to advance to another event, which is going to be held at somewhere around May, probably around the UCL final as well. But yeah, while set across each other, or across the room with each other, and also being teammates and practicing a lot against each other and hanging out with each other. I mean, you can probably imagine the tension, right? Anyway, here, this is a good move from Manuel. That was really good, because he went between passing from his CDMs, like in between each other, like from left to right, into a direct pass to his strikers. Like, these R1 passes are just so incredibly good that you have to sometimes, when there's a little bit of space, and you notice that Messi there, he was in a little bit of space, you just have to bomb it forward, and yeah, you have to try. Could have probably gone for a finesse shot there as well, but anyway, that is the way that you have to create space, especially if you're playing against these type of players, like very high level. They're not giving away something, so when there's a little bit of space, you have to try and profit of that. Here as well, good build up from Dani, and that was actually quite unlucky. I think the attack maybe took a bit too long. That, yeah, you get this infamous glitch in FIFA, where if you take too long for your attack, your attackers are going to be wasting possession out of nowhere. They're going to be out of position, stuff like that. I think it's against time wasting, but Dani actually used team press here to regain possession to get the last attack. Manuel probably wanted to exploit Dani's team press there, but he chose wisely to actually get the last touch of the half. I want to say the game, but it was at the half. But he couldn't really make something of it. So this is always tough. This was mentally, because we always teach our players that they have to be trying to get at least the last attack of the half or the game. And Dani did that by forcing team press, forcing Manuel to maybe make a wrong pass so he could get the ball for the last attack. But also Manuel had the space there, which he probably should have taken. But yeah, he didn't want to give up the last attack. So it was actually a good move from both of them, because Manuel kept possession, didn't give up the ball, and Dani forced Manuel into making a decision which he didn't feel comfortable with, because he had the space, had to give up the space, and then didn't really get out anything out of the attack. Here, kickoff, always dangerous. There was a small opportunity, I think, for Dani. Dani chose to try and pass it across the goal, but that didn't really work out. Probably should have gone for a little ball roll scoop turn to see if he gets some support from his other attackers. Here is a good build-up actually from Manuel. Forces a corner, and corner kicks are very overpowered. Like, sometimes I'm actually telling, for example, Levi or Manuel, that if they're struggling, sometimes you just want to shoot on this game, because shooting, finessing, for example, green timed or or if your shots are green timed at least, they're likely going to hit the target, and a lot of times they will get saved and pushed for a corner kick, for example. Or you're hugging the sideline trying to get to the byline and you get a corner kick. And that can really change the outcome of a game, because the corners are just, yeah, you guys probably know the corner glitch by now or have faced it. If not, we could make a tutorial still on that, but I think it's already been pretty old right now, where people swing it in to the edge of the box, then swing it to the back post, and yeah, it's almost a guaranteed goal if the keeper is not locking on it. So that is really what can change the outcome. And here's a good move from Dani Visser at the byline, reaching R9, had a lot of space, but yeah, like, it's in these situations where you can't really blame Dani here for trying to take the shot, because usually these passes from the wing, first time shots, they are pretty powerful, pretty good, and it's R9, but R9 was off balance there and a bit far out of the goal still, and he had a lot of space. But yeah, like I said earlier, these situations, these circumstances, only, like, yeah, if you have incredible confidence, then you probably would have taken a touch and see what Manu would have done, because in these tight games, you usually just, when there's a little bit of space, you're trying to make a quick decision as well. Here Manuel as well had a lot of space down the byline and just forced a R1 pass into the box without really looking if he had the space. But here on the counter attack, Neymar actually getting a fortunate bounce, and Dani is smart. He's recycling here the attack, because he knew that there was a lot of defenders on the right side, so he switches it to the to the left side, gets a good move going here with Mbappe, but then it's just really fortunate. And yeah, this is what I mean, like, sometimes you just have to force it into the box, dive into spaces, pass into spaces, and yeah, not always you have to make the right decision on FIFA to actually get a goal. Because here, Manu didn't do anything wrong, Dani didn't really do anything wrong, but there's just an AI attacker, a defender, sorry, running into the attacker, ball bounces, and it just bounces straight into the feet of R9. And the good thing that Dani did there, though, was creating the space on the other side of the pitch, because the right side, where he started his attack originally, was pretty crowded. And he recycled it, played it back to his fullback, switched it to the left side through his midfielders, I believe, and then saw that Mbappe had a little bit of space. Well, Mbappe is lightning quick, especially with the speed boost. We have a tutorial on that on our channel as well. And he created some space, which is forcing Manuel to adjust to it. Because if Manuel didn't cover it, then Mbappe would have been through. And now he had to cover that. And even whilst he covered it pretty well, it still results into a goal. But then again, Manuel, I know, because we were all sat in the same room pretty much, it's in our office, like I said, was pretty tilted at this point as well. But yeah, there's 20 in-game minutes, it's 2-2, you can't give up your mental approach to this game. You have to be confident and you have to be fully focused. So here he gets the ball with Pele, and this is what I said earlier in the game. I think this was a bit fortunate that he could give the pass to Pele at the end, but when he got that space, he went from upwards, downwards to upwards, and then back to downwards. And this is what I mean, like, sometimes you're just, in these tight games, you're not feeling the rhythm or the confidence, but you always have to pick one side. So let's say when he played Pele, he should have gone upwards, then maybe a skill move following up by that, and just try to shoot. But this is a brilliant attack. This is absolutely amazing, but yeah, the finish. He triggered Neymar there. But when he triggered Neymar, he actually didn't play him at first. He played, I think it was Pele, and the timing was just brilliant on it. R1 pass into Pele, first time L1 triangle onto Neymar, which he knew because he triggered was going to make that run in behind. And yeah, the only thing that lacked was the finish, because that would have probably sent Manu through to the ECL. It was like this, I think, 80th minute. And it was a very big chance. It was good keeper movement from Dani actually, and with keeper movement I'm actually meaning that he kept it, kept him covering the near post as well. Because it's mind games, right? Like, you know that in these situations you're playing the best of the best players. They are not likely going to take an early shot into the far corner, which usually people move their keeper to. So Dani had his keeper just stand there because it's a one-on-one situation that gave Manu a lot of time to think about his finish. And especially when pro players start thinking, or maybe even yourself, you start thinking, yeah, you usually don't make the right decision. And Manu probably would have wanted to shoot it far corner, but yeah, he started to realize I have a lot of time. He's probably going to move his keeper, so I have to go near post. And Dani actually had his keeper posted up to the near post still. That was quite a decent chance as well, but I think again it took too long for Dani because that pass looked pretty bad. And when you see these kind of players making those kind of passes with a long attack, you almost certainly know that it was a glitch. But here Manu has the last attack, and he's actually going to get a little bounce here, I thought, but he didn't. So after 90 or 180 minutes, I should say, these two are tied up 2-2. And the fun thing is, I almost forgot to say, actually, they matched up in the Swiss format as well on Saturday, and it went to penalties. And Dani got the better end of Manuel in the end. Also, back then, already a little bit of tilt from Manuel's side. Felt like he was hard done. There was way more chances in that game. I think the second leg ended like 2-2 or 3-3. So yeah, that's already like kind of explaining how different it is that you have to play the qualifying game against each other instead of like playing against each other in Swiss, where you know that there's still a loss that you can take, and obviously in this case they could take a loss, but yeah, I mean you're pretty much guaranteed the eCHAMPIONS League, I should say, when you're winning this game. So the stakes are so much more higher, and they play so much more conservative than, for example, Manuel is usually really attacking, and he did show some attacking moves and like quick attacking. Here, this is a good ball actually from Dani Visser. L1 R1 triangle, I bet. Could be L1 double tap triangle as well. Try out those long through balls yourself. We have some tutorials on that as well on the channel. But R9, yeah, R9 doesn't have the best stamina, and it's also the guy that you don't want to sub off. Here again, you can see a first time L1 triangle through ball from Manu, and Manuel's really good at this. He always, so explaining that situation, we've seen it before. Here, a huge chance again with Neymar actually. I didn't even see this at the time. Wow. It was a good attack, but you saw that he triggers one player and then passes it to the other and tries to actually pass to somebody that has the body opened up towards that triangle through ball. And here's actually a huge chance for Dani Visser as well, but he went for the cross. He probably should have continued running and then see what Manuel would do with his keeper instead in case of movement. But two huge chances in the first half of the extra time, and you can just tell that Manuel there as well, like Manuel was just not on point with his finishing, and Dani, his decision making wasn't the best either. And that's just the tension that you have between in these games. And especially because they have been pretty damn good in decision making and finishing throughout the weekend, but now it's most likely because they are playing and we were all sat in the room pretty much as well, not really watching, not talking to them, because usually we would coach them both, but now because they were up against each other, nobody was coaching them. But yeah, you can see that as well. In this case, that's my personal analysis, that the confidence that they have without coaching is actually a lot lower than with coaching, and I can judge that because Dani was being coached all the time by Jelte, and I was coaching Manuel together with Levy, or at the same time I was coaching Levy, I should say. But you can just see that some of these crucial decisions that, it's always nice to have somebody next to you that can maybe help you a bit or give you the confidence that you need to play perfect games, well, at least good enough games to win them. Because now they could have both won it, maybe a bit more in favor of Manuel, but we're still in a tight affair. And 112th minute here, I'm pretty sure that Dani Visser is going to launch this, yeah, because he knows that if he makes a quick attack now and doesn't score, but Manuel won't have too much time. Right now it's the 113th minute. He won't have time to prevent the glitch from happening in getting the last attack. So Manuel here probably is going to try to go quick as well, which he does here. He gets through with Vinicius, fresh Vinicius, tries an R1 pass pretty desperately, and now he lost possession. And Dani Visser is likely going to be taking the last attack in this one. But he gets space down the right hand side and he forces it here. Let's see if he recycles the attack. Yeah, he does. And that is what I try to explain. Like, you can see that this is just a crucial thing in FIFA, that you just take this last attack, because you don't... For Dani, the situation is right now, he could score or he's going to penalties because he's got the last attack. And no matter how he does it, like, he just should not lose the ball and risk getting a winner or conceding a winner, and keep the odds in his favor. Tried here, doesn't go through. Well defended by Manuel, and we're going to penalties. Second time in 2 days that, or in 1 day actually, that they match up against each other and go to penalties. First up is Manuel, and Manuel is going to miss the first one. Yeah, we were sat there all like, oh my god, penalties again. And Manuel already had in his mind, obviously, that he lost the previous one. You saw there that Manuel went to the same corner that he shot. Some people have a strategy for penalties, some don't. For example, Levi de Weert just lets me pick his penalties right now. It's absolutely insane, but yeah, at least we won 2 penalty shootouts last weekend, and Dani Visser actually won 4 in total. That is because Dani is in the lead here, and yeah, it is going to be Manuel here that scores and makes it 3-3, and he has to stop this penalty if he wants to make the Champions League. He stops it. Crucial last penalty in the 5 that you take at the start, but he misses, and Dani Visser has a match ball here, and he is going to convert it. And it was indeed Dani Visser that won this matchup, and yeah, unfortunately Manuel had to go to the losers bracket, but he did end up winning that. So we have Dani, Levi, Manuel, and Razvan qualified for the eChampions League. See you guys in Paris. Hope you guys enjoyed this type of content, and see you guys in the next video. Ciao, ciao.